The title of this video sounds like a clickbait, right? But believe me, it is not. In this video, we will be discussing an algorithmic problem that if you manage to solve, you will become a multi-billionaire. Keep that in mind though, that no person in the world knows how to solve it, at least yet. Drum roll. So what you need to do is find a way to decode SHA-256. But how will decoding whatever weird thing I just said make you super rich? We are going to answer that in a bit. First, let's find out what SHA-256 is. SHA-256 stands for Secure Hash Algorithm 256. It is a cryptographic one-way hash function used mostly for password and file integrity checks. A hash function is a function that returns a fixed length output to any input given to it, be it a single letter or the entire setup of Call of Duty Warzone. In the case of SHA-256, it will always return a fixed length hash or output of 256 bits. SHA-256 and hashing algorithms in general are so sensitive to any change in input data that, for example, even if a single bit is changed in a 100 megabyte file, it will produce a completely different hash output. Along with this, they are designed to be near impossible to reverse. In this case, finding the input from the output hash. Since hash outputs are nigh impossible to reverse, hash sequences or outputs find tremendous importance in a variety of applications, such as instead of storing and matching passwords, we store and match hashes of these passwords and don't store passwords at all because of the security concerns. So your passwords can't be possibly leaked because they were not even stored in the first place. By the way, if you're liking this video so far, give an irreversible sub to our channel. Now let's talk about what if you do manage to reverse it. It will result in tons and tons of money for you. You all have probably heard of cryptocurrency mining, right? If you manage to find a way to reverse SHA-256, Bitcoin mining would be less like mining from a mine and more like picking it up from an Amazon Go store with 100% discount. To understand how it will actually work, we will have to look into and understand how Bitcoin mining in itself works. So, unlike traditional banking systems that use a centralized server to record and manage all the transactions happening in the system, Bitcoin uses a decentralized system where all the computers work together to manage and record the transactions. Each computer in the system has its own copy of the transaction ledger. This ledger keeps record of all the past transactions that have happened in the system so far. When a new transaction happens in the system, it needs to be verified and added to the ledger, and here comes the mining part. What all the miners in the world are doing is relentlessly fighting to get the chance to be the one to update this ledger, because the one who updates the ledger gets bitcoins as reward for their work, along with some transaction fee attached with that transaction. And the rest of the computers only verify the transaction and add the new transaction to their copy after the winner of the mining competition updates the record or ledger. So where does SHA-256 fit in all of this? To decide who updates the ledger, the system attaches a SHA-256 hash template with every block of transaction, such as a hash with first 16 places to be 0, and the computer that finds the input that can generate a hash with first 16 places to be 0 gets to be the updater of the ledger. Since there is currently no way to reverse SHA-256, the computers used for mining need to brute force their way to the solution by continuously trying different inputs until they find out the solution. And here comes the requirement for very powerful mining specific hardware that we hear of, and mining farms in places like Mongolia because of the cheap electricity there. These massive computers can perform hashing operations at an enormous rate to get to the solution faster. If you manage to find a way to reverse this hashing, you will be able to win mining competitions every single time. While it will take most of the computers thousands, if not millions of attempts to get to the solution, it will take you only one step, creating a supply of precious bitcoins worth billions and billions. Terms and conditions are there that The prices remain comparable to the recent prices that we have seen. As a side note, my inner Michael Burry says it is probably for the better to take a shocking position against all the cryptocurrencies besides maybe Ethereum and Bitcoin. If the position is squared off 5 years from now, you will still make tons of money, and it is far, far more easier to do than trying to reverse SHA-256. So there you have it, a problem that no one knows the solution to, and whoever finds it become at the very least a multi-billionaire. If you like this video, then like it. If you dislike this video, then dislike it. And be seeing you in the next video. Bye bye.